In the quiet suburbs of a small town in the United States, there was a street called Maple Lane. The houses on Maple Lane were well kept and neat, but there was one house that stood out. It wasn't the biggest or the most extravagant house on the street, but it was the most modest. The owners of the house were a middle-aged couple named John and Linda. John and Linda had been married for 25 years, and they had lived in their home on Maple Lane for just as long. They were known in the neighborhood for their friendly demeanor, but also for their frugality. They rarely splurged on anything and always seemed to be saving their money for something. Their neighbors assumed that they were just a regular middle-class family, but there was something about them that seemed different. What their neighbors didn't know was that John and Linda were actually millionaires. They had built their wealth through years of hard work, smart investments, and living below their means. They were the epitome of what the authors of The Millionaire Next Door called prodigious accumulators of wealth. John had started his own business in his early 20s. It was a small construction company that he had built from scratch. He had worked tirelessly, often putting in 12-hour days, to make it successful. Linda had been a stay-at-home mom for most of their children's childhood, but as they got older, she decided to go back to work part-time as a nurse. Together, they had been able to save a significant portion of their income and invest it wisely. John and Linda's wealth had not come from any inheritance or lottery winnings. They had built it themselves, through hard work and determination. They had always been focused on their financial goals, and they never wavered from their commitment to save and invest. Their frugality was evident in every aspect of their lives. They rarely ate out, preferring to cook at home instead. They drove old cars, which they had paid off years ago. They didn't have the latest gadgets or the newest clothes. But they were content with what they had, and they knew that their frugal lifestyle was what had allowed them to accumulate their wealth. Their home on Maple Lane was a testament to their modesty. It was a simple ranch-style home, with a small yard and no pool. They had bought it when they were just starting out, and they had never felt the need to upgrade. They had paid off the mortgage years ago, and now they lived their mortgage-free. Their wealth was not just in their bank account. It was evident in the way they lived their lives. They had raised 3 children, all of whom had gone to college and had successful careers of their own. They had never had to worry about money, and they had instilled in their children the same values of hard work and frugality that had helped them achieve their financial success. John and Linda were often asked by their friends and family how they had been able to accumulate so much wealth. They would smile and tell them that it was all about living below their means and investing wisely. They knew that their story was not unique. There were many other millionaires next door like them, who had built their wealth through hard work and smart financial decisions. The authors of The Millionaire Next Door had conducted extensive research on the habits and lifestyles of millionaires in the United States. They found that the majority of millionaires were not the flashy, extravagant individuals that were often portrayed in the media. Instead, they were often regular people, living in modest homes and driving old cars. They had built their wealth through hard work, dedication, and smart financial decisions. John and Linda were a perfect example of this. They were living